How would you design an instrument for a god that has created the entire universe and has lived for millions of years? Well, stay watching and discover how we came up with the design for the organ of Nerakhis for our upcoming musical, The Tears of Nerakhis. Nerakhis is the older god in the world of the Tears of Nerakhis. It's the god of creation, the god of nature, the night, stars, seas, trees, animals, anything that's not basically human-made or humans. Nerakhis has a way to control all of that, which is his organ. He plays his organ and everything moves. So the stars move, the seas move, and the tides rise and fall. Everything is controlled by the organ of Nerakhis. And when the idea of the organ became something more flexible, we really started thinking like, what is there in nature, what is there in Nerakhis' creation that actually looks like an organ, that actually is something that not so much looks, but something that works as an organ. What is the organ of nature? What is the thing that like pumps its blood a little bit? When you come here, it kind of becomes quite obvious how nature breathes, how nature functions, and what is the main organ of nature, what are its valves, and what are its pipes. That these are the pipes of nature. These are the pipes of the organ of Nerakhis, the trees. My intention is to just sort of like find the trees that belong in the organ of Nerakhis. I think that from a personal bias a little bit was the olive tree. It's a tree that calls for your respect with its wrinkles. It's just telling you about its age, it's telling you about its wisdom, it's telling you how young you are. In the same way that the Romans in their art would make portraits that had all these scars and that had all these like wrinkles, and they were proud of the wrinkles. You know, the Romans were proud of the wrinkles, and they saw it as this kind of like sign of wisdom, of respect. I think that the olive tree kind of like has that effect for me a little bit. The next tree that I looked at was actually cypresses, because they have this kind of like cone-like structure that immediately reminded me of the pipes of the organ. So I looked at a lot of them, and Van Gogh actually loved painting cypresses, which was very interesting. He said that actually cypresses are one of the hardest trees to paint because of how simple they are, right? They have this kind of like deceptive simplicity used in hundreds of paintings, always talking about death, yes, and talking about seven trees, but also talking about that kind of like ethereal experience, that kind of like transition into the unknown, into the abstract. They have this mystery about them. So I just practice, look at their shades, their shapes, how they work, and they became sort of like the external pipes of the organ.